Hello guys, welcome to our today talk shows. It's your girl Maggy Karanja, and today we have an amazing guest. We are privileged to have a writer, and he will introduce himself and tell us more about himself. Karibu sana.
Asante sana. My name is Toroitich Yegon. Toroitich Yegon is an author. He's an electrical engineer, electrical and electronics. He's an education and enthusiast. I do mentorship and a lot of philanthropy. So that is basically Patrick Yegon. Currently, I work as a maintenance and operations engineer and a communications officer in an international company, as well as a founder of Isara Center Group. Isara Center Group is a company with interest in, it's a group of companies with interest in energy, education, community service, and business and education consulting.
That's great. Basically, tell us a small history about your background.
Born in the year 1992. In fact, today, on 25th June. So today is my birthday technically.
Happy birthday.
Good. Cake in Takula. So I was born in Aldebes in Baringo, but raised kwa Chamasis in Solai, that is Nakuru. I went to two primary schools, that is Chamasis Primary School. Then I went to Pombo Primary School. From there, also two secondary schools, that is, I started my schooling in Narok, that is Narok Boys High School. For those who know the famous short name, Nabo. Then from there I transited to Emining High School, that is Form 3 and Form 4, that is the year 2009. From there, we were the last group to wait for 2 years before we joined campus. So from there I joined Moi University, that is the year 2011 up to 2016. And it is very important to insist on this so that people know I graduated. So I was able to do a course in electrical and electronic engineering. At first we wanted to do electrical and computer engineering, but because of the broad aspect and the registration aspect, we focused on electrical and electronic engineering.
Wow.
So that is basically my schooling.
That's great. Then, umetuambia you are a writer and you also publish books. Huh? You want to focus this on your part of writing. Ulijuaje unaweza kuandika?
Okay.
So you basically tell us ni nini hiyo uliona you have it that you can start writing, and also to an extent you can publish books.
So writing started way back in class 6. I was inspired by H.R. Olekulet. By the first book I read was the first book which inspired me was Is It Possible by H.R. Olekulet. Then I read Blossoms of the Savannah, that is lately, but there is a Daughter of Ma by Olekulet. Then there is Moses series. So I just knew that I really wanted to be like this person who was creating an idea, but it wasn't forming out immediately. Then nilikuwa yule mtoto chopi. Then nimenyamaza, nimetulia, top of the class. But sometimes I'll find myself writing something to inspire. Then I'll go back. That is class 6. Nikienda nyumbani, I paste. My father used to do a lot of educational stuff. So he's a military man, but at the same time a very strong educationist. So he used to supply us plenty of books as he could. So ningeandika naenda kupaste, mama ananiuliza nini umeandika, but singejua. So I used to tell her that naipenda tu hivyo. So Form 2, that is when I started now my serious book. Nilifanya Along the Wrong Channel, but nikaendeleza sasa Emining Boys High School. Hapo ndio nilipata the best environment. I started my writing Along the Wrong Channel. Then come university, I had a promise to myself that I wanted to be an engineer, a practical engineer. I wanted to be a leader because I trust in leadership and mentorship. I wanted to be a normal human being with social life, because by the way, most of engineers wanasema they are crazy. I know I'm crazy in one way or the other, but that was one of the goals. And then finally, I wanted to write 10 books while in campus.
Wow.
So if I was to get 10 books, get second class upper, be a practical engineer, that was my success.
Did you achieve?
Oh yes.
Thank God. Well, Who inspired you to write?
Let's say ni kutafuta sasa. Because I didn't exactly get someone when I was starting, yeah? But I had this particular urge. So what happens is, after now developing up, I got 2 mentors for high school. One was my principal, that is now a doctor. I think Dr. Samuel Marigat. Then I had my teacher of English, that is Mr. Ari Cheriot, who used to do a lot of reading and proofreading of my work. And then Mr. Hari Cheriot took me to one of the famous writers by that time. That was, I'm forgetting his name. He's a man from Elda Maravin. I remember the name. But he wrote Joy, the Unwanted Child. Oh, it's Mr. Barwet. He wrote a mathematics book, and he was writing another one when we went there. So those were the pickup points.
Oh, I can see you publish books and basically tell us mnaandika vitabu gani? It's English only, English Swahili or
So Patrick Yegon is multi-talented. Apart from now doing engineering, doing all that, hata mimi wanajiuliza, but I think it is the gift of God. Coming to writing, I also write across the 4 genres. You'll find me doing Kiswahili, but when I do Kiswahili, I do a lot of Kiswahili sarufi na matumizi ya lugha. I do English. I do a lot of literature work. When you go to business and inspiration, I do a lot of writing in leadership, technical startups and all that. Then engineering, I'm doing books in electrical engineering, then the engineering profession and all that.
Oh. And I can see you have a setup. You're coming up in a
Isara Center
Group.
Yes.
Basically, tell us more about the company setup. Imekuaje, ni nini iliwakujia in mind so that mlianza develop
Isara Center Group. So Isara Center Group is a brainchild which came up in 2015-2016. One, as Patrick Yegon, I used to love the 4 things. 2, people wanted me to mentor them, but you cannot be able to mentor them as individuals. So the best thing to be able to take whatever I read back to the society was to formalize. So having a formal structure, I fought so much by finding a regular name for this. So one time, just Isara Center Group popped up. I was in Moi University by then, my final year, 5th year, in various hostels. For the record, so
years in campus.
So this idea came up that you can do Isara Center Group, and so inside the Isara Center Group, that is when I was able to do now the different companies. So you have Isara Book Publishers, which specializes in book publishing, book marketing, writers mentorship, and all that. Then the 4th one, we have Isara Electrical and Innovation Hub. So this is now basically the engineering aspect of the company. We focus on everything electrical and MEP services, that is mechanical, electrical and plumbing services. So we do service delivery, service designs, installation and maintenance services.
Briefly tell us, do you market your books and mnazipelekanga wapi after you publish?
By the way, that is a very good point to note. The reason why we started Isara Book Publishers is so that we can be able to mentor and do what is called capacity building for our authors. What happens is, most of the authors we have, they write the book and they believe now this one should bloom and go. But we bring them to reality that writing a book is just one part of the problem. So after writing the book, we do the book publishing, then we do a lot of marketing. Marketing is king in every product or service you are talking about. So book marketing, you have to visit, you have to talk, you have to do cold calling, you have to talk to people, you have to visit as many bookstores as you can. Then currently we also do a lot of online and social media marketing. So we do online bookstores. We have, for example, Nuria bookstores. We work in partnership with Bestilaya, which is a marketing and a leasing bookstore. So that is basically what we normally do.
Behind every successful story, there must be a story behind it. So, in this industry, we must have some challenges. Basically, tell us few challenges you are facing as a upcoming company and as book publisher.
Okay, I'll talk specifically to problems facing writers. Number one is dreaming but no action. Most of us are aspiring writers, but you don't actually put the first letter to the paper. So that is the king. Number one, you should actually write. Stop aspiring. The moment you do your first sentence, that is when you start becoming a writer. Now, being a writer doesn't stop from there. You now need to transit from being a writer to an author. So the difference is what is called the book publishing process. So for you to be king in that, you must ensure that whatever you start, you finish. So my rule in life has been, don't start what you are not ready to finish. And whatever you start, don't stop until you finish.
Wow, that's great. There is upcoming writers outside there. Give them a message of motivation to them.
Good. Number one, stop being upcoming from today. Start the first sentence. Number two, get a team. Work in a team. Number three, family doesn't talk about blood only. So take a family which can be able to guide you. These are community of writers. Take yourself, be slow, but be steady. Consistently do 10%. Don't jump 80%, then 0%. Do not wait so much for inspiration, because my friend, success is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration. So there is the hard goals. There is a time you have to look at that paper. It's blank, but you have to work on it. Otherwise, get the humility in you. Ask questions. Ask as many questions as you can, and definitely you are going to make it through. Finally, do not be it's only me. Ensure you are helping others as well as you grow together.
Thank you. As we conclude, tell us in 2 years to come, unatarajia utakuwa wapi?
The best thing I can do in 2 years to come is just to grow Isara Center Group.
Wow.
And that is the best thing I can do, so that you can be able to bring on board, as you can see from behind here. For now we have about 40 titles, so that means we are talking about 12 or 15 authors. So we have about 100 plus authors who have been aspiring to join our group. I want to see about 200 books plus. I want to see authors who have founded our dreams. I want to reach about, because as we speak, I have about 100 plus thousand of students I have been able to speak to. So let us expand that to about 300,000. And business and corporate institutions, we should have been able to transform them and make them profitable.
Wow. Before we sign out, I will give you an opportunity to market yourself. Tunaweza kupata wapi in social media?
So my brand name is Toroitich Yegon. That's my full name. For my books, Toroitich Yegon, if you go to any bookshop, just ask a book from Toroitich Yegon. I've written so far 24 books, but I've published 14. So I'll be able to share. You go to Facebook, Toroitich Yegon. For business, Facebook name is Isara Center Group. From there you can be able to visit the other Facebook pages. YouTube channel is Toroitich Yegon. Twitter, Toroitich Yegon. LinkedIn, Toroitich Yegon.
Thank you. It's amazing. You're doing a great job. And we are hoping for the best, and we wish you all the best in the industry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been your host, Maggy Karanja. Don't forget to follow me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Maggy Karanja, YouTube, Karanja, and you'll be blessed. Till next time, I've been your host, Maggy Karanja. Thank you.
Thank you.